I've scraped together some tips that I know would have helped me when I started playing Lost Light. Back in the day, you unlocked new attachments and ammo simply by leveling up. This changed in a recent update, and now you have to turn in sellable attachments and ammo that you find in raids to your trading center. My tip here is that you can disassemble guns to help you unlock some of these attachments. Say you haven't unlocked the AK-74 yet and also not the red dot sight. If you find an AK-74 and hand it in with the red dot sight on, you only unlock the AK-74. However, if you take off the red dot sight, you'll get the chance to unlock them both. That was just an example, but you can do this with just about any attachments as long as the gun has the sellable status. Keep in mind that the gun has to be functional by having its most vital parts for you to be able to hand it in. When it comes to ammo, it's as simple as bringing it back from a raid. One thing I fell victim to a lot was the fact that sellable ammo loses its sellable status if it's stacked with unsellable ammo. For this reason, I recommend not using the move button when you return from a raid and you have sellable ammo in your backpack, just in case it stacks with another unsellable stack. Go visit the trading center first to unlock it and then do the move. If it wasn't obvious, ammo is best found in ammo cases, which you'll find several of on each map. Upgrading your security container should be a priority for everyone. Those 2 lone slots won't do you much good in the long run. With the bigger case, you'll be able to take more items into a raid risk-free in the shape of keyrings and the like. Unless you're absolutely stacked, I recommend skipping the Mars tier here. The Mars secure case costs 5.2 million Luna, while the Venus secure case costs 8.8 million Luna, not factoring in your discount. The price difference isn't that big and you'll get 2 more slots. It's easier to grind out the extra 3.6 million instead of starting over from scratch and grind out the full 8.8 million in my opinion. You should also prioritize getting yourself a keyring. This lets you stack keys, practically letting you take 16 keys into a raid with only 1 slot used in your secure case. The more keys you can bring into a raid, the more potential profit you stand to gain. You get one of the ordinary key tools from the new player event, which has 6 slots. If you want the big one, you'll have to pay up. It's 3.6 million Luna from Heidi, or you can craft it with 15 gold diamond rings. On my server, I would have saved around 1 million Luna by buying the rings on the black market instead of buying the keyring itself from Heidi. That's quite a bargain, so take a peek at the black market to maybe save yourself some money. Next, do you read up on your passive skills? It took me some time to find out that you level up your strength by throwing grenades and sprinting while overloaded. This is quite helpful information, as strength increases your sprint speed and carrying capacity amongst other things. Take a peek on the passive ability screen to learn more about them. I personally hate spending time in my shelter, and one thing that speeds things up is this menu button on the right side of your screen. At first, I thought they had removed it in the last update, but turns out it unlocks once you upgrade your safety system to level 2. Before that, it only opens your inventory. No need to run back and forth between the crafting table and the units you want to upgrade once you've unlocked this. Spend more times in raids instead. When you're in a raid, you can climb on pretty much everything. I missed out on a lot of potentially good loot by not doing this. You'll often find hidden stashes of loot by climbing onto buildings, but you'll also be able to escape from situations where you would otherwise be trapped and pinned down. Like in this section of the Windswept Harbor, where you can climb onto the tents and jump the fence if you position yourself right. Start climbing around and you'll be surprised at the amount of loot you've missed. My stash was a total mess up until I found out that you can label your containers. If you have an item case for all your scrap and other crafting resources, then label it crafting resources. If you have several keyrings for the different maps, then label them with the map's name. This also works for backpacks if you're the kind of person who stacks things inside them as well. I personally never keep more backpacks than the one I'm currently using, but I know a lot of people do. The next one blew my mind when I noticed it myself. Not because it's such a genius thing, but mostly because it took me so long to notice. But keys are color coded based on the map they belong to. How did it take me several weeks to notice this? Most of the BAF factory keys are grey while the Mount Akiyama keys are green. The Windswept Harbor is blue with the exception of the hospital keys and a few others, and the art company is red. There's also different designs for the key cards. This is quite an awesome quality of life feature to help you recognize where they belong. Lastly, I want to mention Yuki-Rin and his or her letters. When first you find these, it might be mighty tempting to sell them to Heidi for 15k a pop. In my ignorance, I did that for around the first week I was playing the game. Big mistake. Collecting each one of these 4 letters lets you craft the key to Yuki-Rin's hidden room, which is one of the best rooms in the game. It has 10 uses, and each of these uses will easily net you 250k in value each time you enter the room. You can find this locked room in the Violet Hospital on the Windswept Harbor and in the underground of the Ark Company. I have guides for both of those maps if you need to know where. If you end up missing one letter, which is often the case, you do get the symbol of friendship from one of Avril's weekly quests, which can be exchanged for your missing letter. If there are more things about Lost Light that you would like me to cover, then please drop your suggestions in the comments or in my Discord. Link in the description. If you're looking for more Lost Light tips, then check out this video right here where I go over some tips about ranked mode. See you in the next one.